Hi, Morten. Thanks for joining.
Hi Jonas, good to be back.
Great. Listen, Morten, I heard some rumors about a new product coming up shortly.
You're absolutely right. Yes, we are just giving a finishing touch to our new application EasyEntra, which is kind of a follow-up tool to our really successful, in all modesty, Easy 365 Manager tool.
Okay, and what are the main differences
Um,
about that tool?
Yeah, well, we are really happy about EC365 Manager. It's been a great success. We're going to continue developing and supporting that, but we did find a lot of limitations by having the application nested inside the AD users and computers tool. And what we are doing with EasyEntra is that we are breaking out of that scenario. We are doing a standalone application, and that gives us complete control with everything that goes on in the application, and it just opens up a big bucket of new features that we can roll out with this tool.
Ah, sounds awesome. Can you show me the tool?
I can show you, yeah, I will do that. So let me fire up a demo and I'll give you a peep look here. All right, so I'm on a Windows 10 PC here, Jonas. Easy Android runs on Windows 10, Windows 11. You can also run it on Windows Server 2019 or later. And it's a very simple, flat file installation. There's no servers or services or anything like that. No custom database or whatever. It's quite a simple application. So I am going to run the installer here, and it's a 10-second installation, and we're done. And with that in place, you can start up the application, and this is the interface that you'll see in the tool. So it's quite basic. You have your on-prem AD section where you can see your Active Directory. You can also add multiple Active Directories if you have a more complex infrastructure. You have the Entra ID where you can see your tenant. You can also add multiple tenants. For example, if you're a MSP, you're managing multiple clients, you can add all of your clients here and do the management in a very fast way. And then to get started, you need to go to the connection manager and set up your connections with your on-prem ID or your Entra ID. So I am going to start by adding my local domain, type in the domain controller name, it's going to reach out, add it, then I am going to connect to my Entra ID. And here, if you're a consultant, you can connect with the delegated tenants. That's going to give you a list of all the tenants that you have access to with your account. You can select one or multiple and start doing your customer support there. If you're an MSP, you can select the partner tenants, and that will give you a full list of all your partner tenants, and you can add one or more there and start managing them in one go. In this case,
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
I will make another demo about that. But here I'm just going to add a primary tenant. So this means I am going to be adding the tenant in which my authenticating account resides. The tool, just like EC365 Manager, it uses the Microsoft Graph and the Exchange Online APIs. So we need to authenticate with these two entities, and the authentication it's OAuth 2 based, exactly as when you're using the admin centers or PowerShell tools from Microsoft. So it fully respects multi-factor authentication or PIM or whatever you have in place. And my account here, it's pre-authenticated, but if MFA was enabled, I would get a pop-up on that. So the tenant is authenticated. I'm going to click Finish to that. And we now have the tenant added, we have the domain added, and this means I can go to my on-prem AD and have a look at that. So just quickly, let's look side by side, do a comparison with AD users and computers. So just to get the feel that the structure here is the same as AD users and computers. You have your OU structure, and you can drill down, locate your users, and start managing them from this console. When you open up user properties, you have something very similar to the AD users and computers user properties. This means that if you're used to working with AD users and computers, most people in this business are, then you'll find it very easy to navigate these user properties. So you have all the standard AD users and computers or the Active Directory properties, but then also you have the licensing information and you have the mailbox properties that you can manage. You can set up mailbox delegation and whatnot. So this means you don't need to browse all these multiple consoles, 80 users and computers, Exchange Admin Center, Microsoft 365 Admin Center, Exchange, Online PowerShell, Azure AD Connect, PowerShell, etc. Everything can be done from one simplified, intuitive console.
Nice. Very good.
So just to give you a quick demo of the multi-tenancy, if we go and add another tenant here, and I'm gonna go with this guy.
So this means you can have more than one tenant. It supports more than one tenant.
Definitely.
At the same time.
That's
okay.
Right. So this account, it has MFA enabled. I'm just gonna complete that on my phone here. All right. Do the Exchange Online authentication. So I now have 2 tenants added to my system. So this means when I go to the Entra ID section, I can look directly at both tenants. So do any kind of user management in one tenant, look up a user, do some management of some kind, maybe go and have a look at the mailbox, configure some calendar permissions, whatnot. Or when I'm done with that, or I can leave it hanging, simply go to the other tenant. It's a small one, just a test one. Open up any of the user accounts that I have here, and I can start configuring stuff in that tenant. The tool automatically knows what credentials needs to be used on what tenant, so you can add any number of tenants here, and you can simply just switch around and do the management.
Okay, so no need to go to the consoles and re-authenticate into that specific tenant. You can just, with a mouse click, enter the other tenant.
That's right, yeah. This is going to save you loads of time if I know you have an MSP business managing multiple clients. To manage all of these clients, I mean, just put them all in EasyEntra, and you can just browse around and do very, very fast user support. Any user accounts that you look up, you know, you don't need to switch consoles. You can do simple user management. You can do password resets. You can configure the mailbox. Everything happens in the same interface here.
Okay, that will really save some time in the first level support in the MSP business.
That's
no
right.
doubt about that.
Yep.
All right.
That's what I have for you today.
Thanks for showing me that. I'm looking forward to test it out, try it out. That's perfect.
Give it a go,
So
Jonas.
thank you once again, Morten, for joining and showing me this. That's perfect.
You're welcome.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah, till next time.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.